Dystopia warning, but also possible general election announcement. I'm going to preface this by telling you I have absolutely no idea what's going on. No. Now going on up here in my brain. It's like the magic roundabout theme, except sad. Now this is a little bit different from the last time that people thought that a general election was going to be called. This time the journalists are going absolutely mental. Yeah, they're running around in a frenzy. It's like the squarest rave you can ever imagine being held in a John Lewis warehouse. That's the mood. Now I'll give you a little insight into what they're saying. Pippa Crerar pointed out these little tidbits. I unfortunately watched PMQs today and the mood was slightly different. I think that's to do with the, infected blood scandal. A horrific failure of largely consecutive Tory governments. It doesn't seem like any particular government has clean hands in relation to that. Anyway, the mood was quite sombre at PMQs and it was weird. It was weird, and he didn't deny a July election. A cabinet meeting is being held at 4:15 today, but again, that is possibly because Sunak was abroad yesterday, so it's been delayed. Now, something that I do think is significant is the fact that Cameron is flying back early from an overseas trip to Albania. That's not usual. Oh, and Jeremy Hunt has cancelled an ITV appearance tonight. However, I think there might be another reason for that. He was accused today of doing a quarting. And just to clarify, I don't mean, laughing at a funeral and being rumoured to have shagged pork markets. No. I'm talking more in the tanking the economy vibe, yeah. Because he's claiming that he'll cut taxes despite warnings from the IMF. Anyway, another key component of this is the fact that number 10 has gone silent. And also Spad's leave, I've been told, has been cancelled. Oh yeah, and I forgot to say Grant Shapps has apparently returned from Eastern Europe, but there's no real point mentioning him because he is insignificant and weird. And just to add fuel to an already raging fire, Tory rebels are claiming the letters are going in, calling for a no confidence vote in Sunak. One Tory source said there's panic in the tea room. Shittest Sophie Ellis-Bextor cover ever. Can you imagine Lindsay Hoyle trying to belt that out? Oh, there's panic in the tea room, and I'm about as much use as a limp dick at an orgy. Anyway, moving on. I apologise if I've gone ghostly white. I'm recording this on a windowsill, and time and lighting is not my friend today. And I've had 5 coffees in the last 4 hours. So what are my thoughts on this? Personally, I'm braced for a bitter disappointment, because nowadays I resemble a kind of like depressed, washed up Parisian mime. Well, not a mime, unless there is a mime out there that just says fuck constantly. So what do I think it could be? Well, I was playing it pretty cool and going down the, expect nothing, joyful. Well, I was going down the usual, expect nothing, don't be bitterly disappointed route. But then I saw this from Peter Cardwell, who said that he's heard from 2 decent sources that there will be a press announcement at Downing Street at 5 p.m, which is shortly after the cabinet meeting. Does this mean there'll be a general election? Fuck knows anymore. But there are a few options for what it could be. There is a possibility that it's got something to do with sausage fingers. Has he popped his clogs? Is he gonna? Is he abdicating? Then that doesn't really fit in. That's probably the least likely option. A few people are saying, oh, could it be war? What is it good for? Winning elections for the Tories. As they've gone full doom monger, trying to scare the public by saying that everyone should have 3 days worth of tinned food and water. People living on food banks. You mad bastards. Other people are suggesting that it's a resignation, walking before he's pushed. Or could he be announcing an autumn-winter general election? Could he be announcing another reshuffle? Just smearing useless, mad MPs around, It's like the most rubbish game of chess you can ever imagine. It's like a game of chess, but all your figurines are just... Whatever it is, you've got to make sure that you're prepared. Make sure you're on the electoral roll. If you're going to be away, because I think this will mean July the 4th election, you might have to apply for a postal vote. And also remember to vote tactically to get rid of them. I mean, for the love of God, there's been a phone-in today. I was listening to it on Global. What happened to Sangeeta Maiska Global? And I think it was one of the presenters was going, oh, who are you going to vote for? Have you decided who you're going to vote for? Anyone that's not them, obviously. There are a few people saying they'll vote Reform. Yeah, go ahead. Oh, that's the other thing. There's a few people saying, could this be them buddying up with Reform for the general election? That'd be peak 2024, wouldn't it? But yeah, go ahead, vote reform, split the vote. Under first past the post, you're not going to get anything anyway. Weird little bigots. Stay tuned. Expect the worst. I am.